Today is September 17th. The Yankees won the first two against the Pirates, but they cannot finish the sweep. And they're still not mathematically eliminated. Woo! Let's talk Yanks.
Woo! Talking Yanks with old John Boy. John Boy Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme, and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talking Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy. John Boy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy. John Boy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talking Yanks. Pirates recap episode brought to you by SeatGeek. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. We got producer BBD in the corner, and Yankees lost the last game. They did win the first two games. They are what's the record there? He said like 14.
I think you tweeted it, right? It was like 14 out of 19 coming into today.
Yeah, so 14 out of the last 20 now. They were hot. Played against a bunch of bad teams in a row. That would be the caveat. That would be like the what you would say. They win the series. Jake, how are you?
James Davis, yeah, the only one in there that's still kind of the funny outlier, but was also, if we listed out the different Yankees teams this year, there was a different Yankees team that played in Houston for one weekend. That was the only really good team they've beat in this stretch. I'm doing well, Jim. Wedding weekend, obviously. Congrats to Jack and Katie down in Ocean City, Maryland. First time down there. It's a funky little town. It was bike week down there. A lot of choppers, a lot of good people. And got a lot of John Boy Media and Talking Yanks love in Ocean City, Maryland. So that was pretty cool. So
that's cool.
Yeah. I will say, as we get into this Yankees Buccos series that has some good topics, the dad of the father of the bride, if you will, gave his wedding speech, and he's like, yeah, the only thing I don't like about Jack is he's a Yankees fan. I was like, okay, you know what? I get it. Little dad, new son humor. That's fine. Went back to the Yankee well 3 or 4 times. Everyone starts looking at me. I don't know. It was a little too far. He's an Orioles fan. So he's like, talking about the first place Orioles. And it's like, okay, why don't you join? Like, I got pretty close to yelling out rent free. Because it was kind of like, let's enjoy the birds. You don't have to take down the Yankees.
Oh, well, that's been their life.
I know. It's his daughter's wedding.
Yeah.
Go Birds. They're rallying right now. So
is he dressed in orange?
Not as much orange. I had a little orange in
Fake fucking fan.
I had a little orange in my tie, and Jess was like, you should show him. And what am I going to show him?
Look at my orange tie.
Look at the little bit of orange in my tie.
Look at the little bit of orange in this tie.
So go Orioles.
Go Birds.
Go Orioles. He would have called you a fake fan.
He would have been right.
Well, they got gifted a win in game 2, too, which is hilarious.
Game one.
Yeah.
Well, dude,
I don't buy the Florio stuff for a single second.
Never would.
But I don't know. It was fun. I was having a lot of fun last night because we were going to enter the delusional zone again. A lot of people struggling. With the word delusion. But Yankees will not make the playoffs. If they did make the playoffs, they would get absolutely embarrassed. It's almost an indictment on expanded playoffs, the fact that I can riff off some delusional tweets. But for those that are interested in hey, it says 0.7%, what would need to happen? I tweeted it out yesterday, but it hurts today because the Blue Jays won and the Yankees lost. So they're 7 games behind the Blue Jays. So to jump the Blue Jays, even if we want to do a Mr. 3000, third place. The Brewers movie where they cheer for third place that in the locker room. And it's like, ooh.
You and Trevor,
awful.
You and Trevor Plouffe kind of fought about that once, though. He was like, man, I was on some tough teams that grinding out a third place sometimes felt good.
The Yankees are that tough team right now. But it's embarrassing to be doing that. Anyway, they even if they jump the Blue Jays and get in third place, they still have Seattle and Texas and Astros who are all plummeting as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little surprised. I was actually a little happy for you. I was happy to see you get back in the delusion realm. I didn't get back there. They basically have to run the table. They have to go undefeated.
No, not if they won today and the Blue Jays lost today. Then it would have been actually fucking interesting.
Yes and no. I mean, they would have had to win. Their margin of error was one loss. I think the projected last wild card spot is 89 wins. But against the Blue Jays, no, because the Blue Jays play Tampa 6 times and they play Arizona and Kansas City, where if they were to go 4-2 against them, it was actually crazy. In your head, you'd be like, they can win.
Don't sound that impossible.
They could win more games against Arizona and Kansas City than the Blue Jays win against Tampa Bay. That's not crazy. But the Yankees are a bad team. That's the major part of it. Their bullpen is really bad. Their hitting's bad.
That's the Yankees. The Yankees going undefeated for 2.5 weeks is impossible.
Yeah.
They would have. This is half a AAA team.
If today was reversed, they would have had to go 9-4 or something like that. I don't know. It was kind of fun, but then you go look at the bullpen and you see Luke Weaver starting and all this, and you're like, well, that's why it's crazy delusional, because they're just a really bad team.
This is, I didn't think about this at all coming in, but it'll be funny. I wonder if there's a good way to chop up how many different Yankees teams there's been this year. The Willie Calhoun, Jake Bauers Yankees, with Donaldson. Now we've, the one weekend against the Astros, what the team currently is now. I don't know. For me, it was my whole thing around the deadline. I just want to see new guys play baseball. I didn't care if they were kids or vets or whatever. So I'm seeing new guys play baseball, and they have been winning a chunk of games. It's enjoyable. And the Boone quote is hilarious and sad at the same time after Friday night's win, where they blow the double play and the Yankees win. And Boone was like, yeah, we haven't gotten a lot of those this year. we haven't gotten a lot of games we lose, but we end up winning. And it's like, well, come on, man.
They talked about that on the broadcast for a little while today.
You got the different teams you're talking about. I mean, you had the Bauers Calhoun team, then you had the Bauers McKinney team. That was actually a decent stretch, the Bauers McKinney team. You had the IKF Everyday Player month,
right?
Center fielder, even. The week of the Martian, Wells. Been wild.
Crazy little year. Do we want to do some other housekeeping before we get into it, James?
Ian Hamilton's back.
Hammy's back. Misovich is on the 7-day IL because he took a line drive to the head.
Bloody in the head. Yeah. What'd you think about Volpe giving him the ball on his way out?
I don't know. Is liked it the right phrase? I don't know. It's kind of funny.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's this is.
I'd want that ball.
The pelts of the animal that tried to take you out. Here you go. You won.
Yeah. Don't worry.
It would have been pretty rude if Misovich was out of it and Volpe put it next to him.
Yeah. It's like Chubbs in Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got the eye of the gator.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, crazy.
He's back at the hospital doing the Joey Tribbiani, though.
Yes. He was. He totally was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. And he was smiling, but super scary scene. Takes a curveball just poked by who hit it?
Let's see.
Second baseman?
I think he's a young guy for them, right?
Was it Bay?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, same one that threw the ball away, right?
That rings a bell.
I think so.
He was involved in that play for sure.
Yeah, Bay threw it away. What do you say? Hal hiring the third party. You want to talk about that? Is that housekeeping?
Yeah, they said they were going to audit the analytics department. and bring in a contract a third party to. They did that. We don't know the company, but it has happened. So even if they were to go on a run, even if they were due the 2007 Rockies, they're still getting audited.
Right. Which, hey,
deep shit.
I think I'm there, but I never truly know. Basically, you're just hiring a bunch of smart people to be like, what are we doing wrong?
Yeah.
More or less.
Not bad.
No, it's a good gig.
Yeah.
Come take a look at what we're doing. Tell us how dumb we are.
Yeah, they're asking, if you're the company, they're asking you to tell them what's wrong and like specifically not hiring you to tell them everything's fine. They want an answer, so.
I'm really good at auditing phone chargers that don't work.
Well, you're good at fixing them. I think people know they know there's a problem.
Right.
And you're more of a solver. They're not going to solve the problem for the Yankees. They're just going to say, yup, you're wrong.
They say fix these three things.
It's kind of like you go to a doctor for an evaluation and they're like, yeah, your bone's broken. And they're like, all right, can you fix it? And they're like, oh no, that's another dude. I'm just examining it.
They tell you what to do. They tell you why it's broken.
Yeah, I suggest hiring someone to do this and hiring someone to do this, but I think they're not sticking around.
The Yankees
this isn't
will
a new
have to be
analytics
the ones
department.
that do it.
No, but the doctor doesn't hang out for your broken leg rehab. He says, do these things, don't walk on it, wear a cast. Bada bing, bada boom.
And however many weeks, go to this
We should
physical
be
therapist.
doctors.
I've been a doctor before.
Okay.
We could start being doctors.
Frankie Montas.
He's pitching in AAA. Isn't he a free agent after the end of this?
Yes.
So why?
They might be doing it to be like nice to him. Like,
Oh my
you
goodness.
can
New York
rehab
Football
him.
Giants stink.
Yeah.
For his agent to be able to, when he negotiates with people, say, oh, he's fully healthy going into this offseason. He got back. Offseason's normal now. That's a big talking point for him.
If I was his agent, I would advise against this and just have him do live ABs against rehabbing vets at showcases. I mean,
I think this is the rehab before the rehab.
Pitchers have gotten so much money from showcases and not seeing live at bats. Live at bats is where you risk losing money. What if he goes up there and walks a bunch of people?
I would assume he's doing almost a spring training. Like, I would assume he's doing, like, only throwing fastballs today. Like, I don't think he's viewing it as a competitive situation.
Oh, well, then it's not the agent thing then. It's just...
Well, you're getting healthy to do that.
Is also, I believe it's the last day of, like, the minor league regular season, so it was, like, literally the last day he can do this.
Just, like, one start?
One inning.
One inning, baby.
16 pitches.
He made it back.
And
put him on the Yanks. I mean, what a way to end this season. A little Frankie Montas, October 1st at Billy's.
Dude. What? That's so weird. Did a AAA player get screwed out of, like, his spot on the team because Montas came back from rehab and pitched 16 pitches?
I don't know what the rules are.
Like, don't tell me that affected
AAA
another
guys.
dude's life.
I don't think so.
Okay. I hope so.
I think if a guy's there on, like, a rehab assignment, the team can, like, have the
Yeah.
extra body.
Yeah, you would hope so.
I believe that's
It's got to
the
be
rule.
that way.
Yeah.
I mean, Monty, when he came back from his thing at the very end of the year, obviously he was under contract with the Yankees, but that offseason he said it helped him fully reset. So good for the guy to get back once. Do something.
Yes, but he's not part of us.
He's yes.
not going to be a Yankee next year, so it's just, I guess, being nice.
Yeah. For him, it's good.
Yeah. Any other housekeeping?
I think it's all stuff we're touching upon along the way.
Okay. Let's do it.
And speaking of touching upon, why don't you touch upon some Farmer's Dog? Hey, Fido, if you're listening to this, got your attention. Go tell your humans to get the Farmer's Dog. Do you like treats? Do you like yummy food? I bet you do. You're a dog. So the farmer's dog, they have the best dog food in the game. They deliver fresh, healthy dog food. It's developed by veterinarians. Vets is kind of the abbreviated term there. Nutritionally balanced and made from real, healthy ingredients to human food safety standards. Doesn't matter. Big dog, small dog, old dog, young dog. The farmer's dog, specializes it for your pooch. Noodle gets different stuff than what Jom's dogs are getting, and that makes sense, right? We all eat different stuff. Get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/JohnBoy. Plus, you get free shipping. That's thefarmersdog.com/JohnBoy. 50% off. Click the link in the description.
We burning?
We could power through it. Do you think about me now and then? I'm coming home again. Garrett Cole returns to where it all started as the Yankees take on the Buccos. Pittsburgh legend Jack Sawinski with the sac fly in the first as Cole was, baby, wild. But he survives with only one run. And who gets him back? His battery mate and best friend, Ben Rortvedt with the RBI single. We are locked up at ones. But former Yankee Brian Reynolds with the RBI single. Go Doors. It's 2-1 Buccos. Stay that way into the sixth. Cole labored a little bit. He only got through 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks. But in the sixth, DJ 26 with another classic RBI single. And the judge, he orders one to come home as well. It's 3-2 Yanks. But oh no, a sloppy sixth makes it 5-3 Buccos. It'd stay that way into the ninth. 2 outs, ground ball. Oh, baby. Throws it away. 2-run score. Oswaldo with the insurance RBI. Yankees win a loss as they take game 1, 7-5 final.
Colin Holder, man.
More like
Colin not Holder, this man, the lead.
Colin, I did my job, but the defense didn't.
I mean, but what a heads-up play by Florial to run straight.
And we're running hard, and Florial scares him. He's a big body.
Besides all the replays that show no flinching or any reaction to what Florial did at all, but for reports, that was huge.
Yeah, scary. If he kept running straight to left field, do you think you could have started liking him? Like if he went all the way to the foul pole?
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
If you went Forrest Gump versus Alabama, yes.
I'm gonna get in touch with Florial's people, and I'm gonna say, you mix in a couple goofs and gaffs, you're gonna win over the crowd easily.
I need to report that that's how he does double plays all the time.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
He's never down. He's never sliding.
He hates sliding.
I mean, he turned into an NPC, but he's getting a ton of credit. Maybe it did scare him. I don't think it did. I think it was just a bad throw.
Yeah, I mean, and if it, gets picked or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know when and we saw it in the series, like if there's a ground ball and a base runner runs in front of you, it's one of those things like that shouldn't distract you at all, but it kind of does. So
yeah,
who knows? We wouldn't be talking about it otherwise, but it happened.
I just kept waiting for like a flinch or like he moves or he does something. But
right.
Like every replay, he showed no sign of noticing. But the booth was like, "Look at that!" And I was like, "What are you guys talking about?"
Well, it's bizarre. I mean, you just don't see that.
No, you don't. The other thing in that inning that was interesting was as soon as that happened, Gleyber and Judge go up to Peraza and like give them a whole lesson, like a whole breaking down of the pitcher was tipping or something. And Peraza comes up and does first pitch single, like a little fights off a fastball into right. But it was like very much Gleyber was going face to face with Peraza, telling him, look for this, look for this, look for this. And Judge was behind Gleyber just nodding like, yep. And Peraza's like, oh, okay.
I didn't know we did this.
Okay, cool. I guess I have to listen to you guys now. And he comes through.
Yeah.
I wanted to go look at the footage because something was going on there.
Something there. Garrett's homecoming, not as planned in his head.
No, and I did like that the Yankees got to Thomas Hatch, one of the best early settler names out there, and old times.
Couple classic old Blue Jays in this series.
Yeah. What trades did they make that all those guys ended up over there?
Well, that's always I think both guys were like released, but that's always one of those fun, like, whose organizations go by the same metrics. Apparently Pirates, Blue Jays.
Yeah. Selected off waivers by the Pirates from the Jays.
Barucki.
Yes. In August.
Barucki. I mean, that's...
Barucki was traded to Seattle in June of last year. He was a free agent. He signed with the Cubs earlier this year, hit free agency in May, signed with the Pirates in May.
Dude, I think Hatch was also with the Cubs. So the Cubs, Blue Jays, and Pirates like the same metrics when it comes to relievers.
So if you're at home, use that one at the water cooler tomorrow.
Did you know?
Hatch originally a Cub.
Traded to the Blue Jays for David Phelps.
Mm-hmm.
I forget, did you like David Phelps and his moxie?
I liked David Phelps and his moxie. I did. He was angsty. He is angsty.
Sneaky nice career.
Good game one. Good late rally that the Pirates gifted us.
Yanks win a loss.
Game 2. Saturday game.
L. Weaver versus L. Ortiz as both starters would try to give their team a W. Speaking of, let's go to the Wells once more. Austin Wells off Jack Sawinski's glove. It's 1-0 Yanks, but Jimmy, he is for real. 2 RBI single. It's 3-0 Yanks. God, the Brian Reynolds homecoming series. He hits a 2-run homer. It's 3-2 Yanks, but how about a little fortitude? Hit the music, Giancarlo. Let the rhythm take you over, Giancarlo. Tequiero, line drive homers. What fortitude by the big fella to make it 4-2. Hey, Yanks score on a wild pitch late. Remember those Yankees? And then Oswaldo Cabrera. How about it? He touched the lucky bat. He sends one into the seats. Yankees go Weaver to Brito to Hamilton to Holmes. Yanks win 6-3 final.
Good job by the Yankees.
Okay.
Luke Weaver. Young looking.
Does look young, huh?
He pitched. That was tough.
Oh.
To get into, like, I had a nice fun day.
Sure.
Katie and I went to a farm. We took James and Claire and did all. It was actually really fun. And I get home and I'm like, let's watch the game. And then I put it on. And then they're like, Luke Weaver's taking the bump. And I'm like, Katie, like, I'm free. Yeah. I was like, I want to get home. I want to watch the game, Katie. I want to watch the game, Katie. And then I put it on. And like, I can watch this on my phone if you guys want to watch a show or something. Like,
yeah,
I'm not going to fight.
Yeah, we both have significant others. The Yankee game's a real hard winning argument right now. Like, Jess has completely operated, we've operated the past 5 years now that, like, okay, there's a Yankees game. Let's operate with our life around that. Jess has kind of thrown that. Like, a couple nights she's been like, hey, let's do dinner. And I'm like, well, the Yankees are on. And she kind of rolls her eyes at me. And I'm like, you're not wrong, but this is also like making a living now doing this. So, so you're in on Luke Weaver.
He threw. They changed his pitch mix up a little. He threw 45% cutters. Previous high was 38. They took his four seam down and they basically said, "Don't throw your sweeper." He threw 3 sweepers. He gave up one of them. He gave up a double.
There was a nice moment in today's game where him and Cole were talking cutters at the top step of the dugout. That was fun.
I mean, ask at your own risk, right? Cole, how do you hold your cutter 3 innings later? Like, Dude, my bladder might explode.
Oh, it's definitely, we were joking the other day about how my Uncle Pete, shout out my Uncle Pete.
Always.
He his dream idea for me for a while was to grab a box of donuts and a bunch of my resumes and hang out in front of ESPN every day until I got a job. And we were laughing because that's such like, that's not just my Uncle Pete's mentality. There's like a group of people around that age group where that's like, that's America. That's how you do it the right way. That was Luke Weaver doing like hey, I've got an opportunity here. I'm on the New York Yankees. I'm going to pick Garrett Cole's brain. And that's going to be the last time he does that.
Yeah. He probably learned a lot. It's just like, sucked into the vortex of info.
Like Luke Weaver ended up saying thank you a lot to try to like end the combo, but it didn't end it.
Yeah. Cool. And then
thanks.
I throw my slider. Okay. No,
yeah.
Do this next time, I guess. So that was game 2. But Brito was the fun story there. But that's more of an award situation, maybe.
Yeah, and the Yankees threw a perfect game in this game in game 3, right? What was
third place?
Why are you shaking your head? No,
third place. I love Nelson, man. What did he say when Kay said that? Kay said on the broadcast, they've thrown a perfect game over the 2 games. And Nelson goes, got to find your wins.
Yeah.
I think he said moral victory, I guess.
Yeah.
And Kay said, well, they did win last night. So good. I think that was good on all parties.
Yeah, no one's ever cared about that.
That's right.
Fun fact while you mention it.
That's right.
But I've thrown it away already.
Honestly, that has to happen so often.
I don't think so. I mean, 9 perfect innings, like more than perfect games probably, but
I think that happens a couple times a year. I think that's happened and no one's said it.
I'm interested.
All right.
We could definitely find out that happens at least once or twice a year. Between 1 and 2 times a year, and that won't shock.
If it's rare,
if it's more than that,
I take it all back.
Then it's less.
Okay.
The Yankees are the best.
Yankees are the best.
Yeah.
Best 4th place team in baseball? You don't like any of those?
Third place.
Okay.
Best 4th place team. There's probably some Yankee fans saying that.
Yes.
It's a tough division, Jim.
Yeah.
There's no way to know that the division would be tough. I didn't know what teams would be in it.
Let's do game 3.
Rodon, the delusion ruiner, the man of logic.
The delusional Yanks rode on another 3-game win streak as Carlos takes on opener Colin Selby Cobra as the Pirates try to drive their way to a Sunday W and fend off a Yankees sweep. Peguero, RBI single. It's 1-0 Rats. Get to the chopper now. Andujar off the pole. TBT, it's 2-0 Buccos. But these Yankees, Jim. DJ La Machina, he hits an RBI double. Anthony, he boots a ball in the bottom of the inning. He hits a homer in the top of the inning. He didn't have baseball. Tied up at 2s. Rodon trying to get through 7. Oh my God. A kick in the nuts, a.k.a. it's off the bag. RBI hit for Delay, the catcher. 3-2, and that would be your final. Pirates win on getaway day, 3-2 final.
Rodon pitched well. He was sharp. Pirates aren't the best. He was sharp. Losing on a baseball stinks. But the Yankees once again got no hit like 2 times through the lineup.
Yes. It was the first hit not till the 5th inning.
Florial.
I would if I'm the third party audit team.
Okay.
I'd put that on the ledger. Like, we just dug into your team. You got no hit multiple times, first 2 times through in the games. And from that, we think it's going to be paramount that you guys change your strategy against starting pitchers or even make in-game adjustments. Okay, let's move on to the next.
You wonder how broad it starts off, right? Because, like, do they start off like offense needs more runs? How are we going to get more of these runs?
Dude, I bet they fucking do.
Yes, they have to, right? Wouldn't that be like good business?
That's what's the problem? Offense, like you have to start so broad and then you narrow it down. I actually like that.
Part 1, identify the problem. We need to score more runs.
Yeah. What have you guys been doing? Hit ball hard.
There's a slide that has Yogi Berra's hit it where they ain't, and everyone like, whoa.
There's one guy. He gets all your runs. He's kind of your whole offense. Does he use the systems you have in place, or does he famously buck against the internal coaches and have his own swing coach? And publicly, there's an article where he told the Yankees coaching staff to back off and let him do his thing.
What are you talking about?
Oh, that's true. That's not good. So the only guy that contributes a ton of offense doesn't use your coaches.
Doesn't believe in them.
That's bullet 2 in the audit. I didn't even get hired.
That was free. That was pro bonos.
That's free right there.
Yeah.
That's like to get the gig. Yeah, Judge kind of does his own thing. He's got his own coach. We actually don't let his coach in the building. He has to do secret trips to get him, and he's our best player. He provides like 80% of our offense, and when he's out, we fall apart. Pause. I'm auditing. Seems like that's problem. How long has this been going on? Since 2017.
Yeah.
Oh, auditing, assessing. That seems like you never caught that one.
When someone asks you a question,
it's gonna be real good to hire me.
When someone asks you a question and you think for a second, can you just go auditing?
Well, remember one of our employees did that.
Yeah.
They would say out loud, like, just thinking.
Yeah.
Just thinking. It's like, all right.
Lets you know.
Okay.
Anything from today's game, Jim?
Wait, hold on. When you addressed all the injuries, did you hire a guy who's not actually ever in the building and you're basically just subscribing to his newsletter about what's good health, but he's not actually your employee? Why didn't you bring him in-house? Auditing, thinking. Maybe that didn't have an impact because he's not actually working for you?
Auditing.
We'll put it down. That's a bullet point.
No.
Shout out Eric Cressy, who's like amazing at what he does.
Yeah.
But the Yankees hired him, but he doesn't actually work for he's a consultant.
I still regret
does his own thing.
We were in a booth with him one day and we didn't put it together that was him. I would have liked to say hi.
Same. We have friends in that field, physical training and stuff, right? Oh, he's like a god. Our redheaded friend,
right?
Boston. Yeah, he was like, whoa, he's
the guy.
Yeah. But he's not actually in the facility that much.
He's a busy guy elsewhere.
Yeah.
Auditing.
Jim,
you should audit your pubes. And you should do that with Manscaped. Manscaped has kind of come in. They audited men. And they're like, okay, too much hair down there. Auditing. Let's make a shaver for men's downstairs. And they swept the industry. They took over. They are Manscaped. So they said, okay, auditing. What if we brought our abilities up top? And they have done that with the brand new Handyman, an electric face shaver for a quick and convenient way to achieve a clean shaven look. So if you're in the morning and you're in the morning and you're dealing with your facial hair and you're kind of thinking like, okay, auditing. Manscaped is where you should go, because right now you can get 20% off and free shipping with the code YANKS at manscaped.com. 20% off, free shipping at manscaped.com when you use code YANKS. Click the link, get yourself the Handyman up top, and get yourself everything else for down low.
Code Yanks.
Code Yanks. Awards?
Sure is. And
You get to go first.
how about this? Just no jokes this time. I feel like last awards got a little...
And Jake, you are always joking.
last awards just got a little...
You got to go talk to a mirror or something. I was buttoned up.
Pride of the Yankees. Yeah.
Don't you say that mirror thing to me. My pride of the Yankees, huh? Auditing. I will go with... Man, is there like a clear... Do you go as Waldo? He's got the best stats. I don't know how proud he made me. I'll go Jhony Brito. How about that?
Illegal.
Nope. First award, you can pick whoever you want and say whatever the hell I want. Jhony Brito.
Let people vote on it, at least.
Johnny-
One vote illegal.
It's I have that as legal.
Completely legal.
All right, that's fine.
Precedented.
Jhony Brito has 3 perfect innings. In game 2 of this, it ends up leading to a complete perfect game, as we know. And I guess, I did my swingman keys in the bowl stuff with Jhony Brito, which, whatever. Like, we'll get to next spring training, and I know we were debating if he's starter 8 or 9. How do we feel about that? And I guess different people can feel however you want. Interesting development, and I said these stats last time, but I'll say them again. Jhony Brito as a reliever now, 29 innings, a 1.24 ERA. So, hey, I don't know what's luck of the draw. I don't know. I know he's got 2 pitches that are MLB so far, and when he's come out of the bullpen, he's looked really good. So, go Jhony, go. Another babyface guy.
I was, for the record.
Okay, you were gonna give the my dog fucks my other dog award.
No, I was going to give my pride to Randito, which is Randy and Brito combined.
Right.
You stole Brito, and Randy's not getting it alone, so
Right.
therefore you kind of just fucked over Randy. But
Well,
yeah,
that's why we take turns. Like that's the
Brito's
whole thing.
been good. Totally legal, but like
Maybe he said that might have been illegal too.
What's that?
Giving out a double pride.
Double prides are, I don't know. It's just it's a gray area, man.
If it happened, we would have voted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't talk about it now. It's not going to happen.
No need then.
Good pride.
Who's
Brito's
your,
been good. What is anything?
what is anything? That's a great question.
Yeah. I guess that's the final. Do you want me to look at stuff? Is he doing anything different?
You can look at stuff if you want.
Like as a reliever, has his velo ticked up because he's not saving it? Like, is there anything going
So
on? Give me the
mostly
date
doing like
when he's
bulk work in the bullpen, right?
Yeah, give me the date
Yeah.
when he started going to the
Jhony Brito game logs, aka my homepage. Jhony Brito's last start.
There's one that's kind of more that looks like a true open. So I would call that one in July his last start.
Yeah, he got rocked as an opener versus Boston.
Oh, yeah.
But basically since August, they've more or less made him a bullpen guy.
Great. I'm going to do it by month then. His changeup has ticked down in velo. So Everything's ticked down in velocity, so that's interesting.
Okay.
His pitch percentage since going to the bullpen, changeup dropped, and sinker went up, and curveball went up, and four-seam went down. Nothing that crazy, I guess, I would say. Sometimes they go to the bullpen and
right,
velo ticks up or something, but no, nothing really. So good job by Brito on winning your pride of the Yankees. I'm going to guess he's gone a pride before.
Good question. I would guess so, right? He's had some nice moments.
His first 3 starts of the year were really nice. Got one against the Orioles in April.
This is his third.
Yes.
Third place.
Mariners
Hicks didn't get
June.
a pride this year.
Oh, no.
What?
My pride of the Yankees is DJ LeMahieu.
Nice.
He got a hit in every game, 2 hits in the first. He got an RBI in the first game. He got a walk in the second game. And 357 on base, 308 batting average. His numbers on the year are good. Well, actually, not on the year. What are his numbers on the year?
They're much better.
I think he's around like 100 OPS plus.
Yeah, they're still not good. But his second half numbers are going to be good.
Yeah.
So that's fun, I guess. Second half, 380 on base percentage, 838 OPS, 133 OPS plus in the second half. Hopefully he's healthy and made changes. We have 3 more years of DJ.
Yeah, I mean, if the season ended after July, like the question marks around DJ LeMahieu would have been massive. Like we would have been wondering, is he ever going to be healthy? Like we hadn't seen him really go. So yeah, he's going to be a swing piece this offseason. I'm sure, whether they make him like the starting third baseman or util, but he's given even the most skeptical Yankee fans a little bit of hope for him next year, at least.
No, I don't believe in what I'm asking you, but just to pose the thought process, sure. Is there any chance that a team needs Rizzo and the Yankees trade Rizzo's last year to open up first base for DJ permanently?
I mean, in theory, everything should be on the table this offseason, right? Like the product it's one of the worst.
It's always
years.
On the table.
It's the worst product we've seen. Like, so
let the audit
finish.
I
mean, as long as
double check.
It's just if Rizzo moves out, your demand for lefties goes up even more. So
True.
I don't know, like
I don't think they're going to do that, but if someone came
listen.
calling for Rizzo and maybe they think about it because DJ doesn't have a home and eventually, so like, don't think about first baseman after Rizzo. If Rizzo's the first baseman next year, DJ's the first baseman the 2 years after that.
Right.
He's not going to be 36, 37. I don't see him being the Justin Turner, Donaldson type, like over at third playing that style third because he doesn't have the arm.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things like he can play it, but you don't want to pencil him in as your starting third baseman.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, kind of there now. I guess depending what else they did this offseason, if they made a lot of other moves and they said we're going to have like DJ and Peraza figure it out at third base, I think I'd be open to hearing that out, but I would need a lot of changes elsewhere.
Yeah, a lot of changes in the lineup and the bats.
Yes. C.
Okay, you have to give out an MFer now.
Oh,
you Yankee motherfucker.
Yankee MFer, huh?
Huh?
Were you mocking me right then?
I thought we were doing the same thing.
Jeepers creepers, man.
Look at them peepers.
Yankee MFer.
Why are you struggling?
I mean, we were about to sweep. like the first thing that came to my head is the third base bag.
Okay.
But I feel like that would be a cop out.
A little bit.
What about like? I'll do a rude one. How about Volpe?
After the homer?
Well, he booted one before that, and it just feels like we went a couple months not talking about Volpe's defense, or when we did, it was kind of highlights, and it feels like it's gotten a little sloppy lately. And I don't know if that's September. I don't know if that's first year of like full baseball, or if it's just the game's not mattering as much. But like I don't want to open up that can of worms.
Okay.
Clean the rest of the way, and it's closed. But
He had a homer.
He did, and it was a nice opposite field homer. But Nelly, your guy Jeff Nelson, was all over him again that he's opening up too early again. So I don't know. I obviously love the homer after the error because that's an instant redemption on a baseball field. But like I was pretty tough on Volpe. I talked about the arm strength a lot. He has done everything and more defensively since the first month and a half in the season that, I don't know. Let's don't make it a thing at the end of the year.
He hit a peak, and everyone thought it was going to be a valley when it was like he's going to get –
yes.
He hit like this moment where everyone was like, oh, shit, his OPS is up to 700s, his on base is getting up to 300s, everything's trending. He's going to be getting Gold Glove votes now with Wander out. And it felt like that was going to be like, okay, we got to this new level, let's plateau. But instead, he's just dropped back down. So that ended up being just like a 1 week conversation peak, which stunk because it was really exciting to go the rest of the way. But he still, the homer was cool. It was a real 105 exit velo with 415 feet. Those aren't the right numbers, but I think I'm around it.
Sure.
Oppo was nice.
Opposite field, but the other side of that, he had a nice double, I want to say in game 2, like in the gap, split the outfielders perfectly. He got to second easily, and it's like, it doesn't feel like Volpe should be a big doubles guy, and I know we've done this before. But in his last at-bat against David Bednar, where, we're still trying to be the delusional Yanks, he strikes out on a fastball high and away that he takes his A swing, and it's like, it's not the time or the place. And I
took Gleyber a little bit. The juice balls got to Gleyber,
sure.
But it's a bummer, and it might be Yankees philosophy, man. It's a bummer to see these kids come up that are heralded as like great bats bat to ball and plate recognition, and MLB is much harder. But it's a trend with the Yankees, or maybe it's a trend across the league. I don't know. I would have to check in. But like the home run happy stinks if you're not going to hit 40 or 35, then I don't need it.
And I
would much rather doubles, singles, gap to gap, get on base, work the count. Like a home run hitter, you got to hit a lot of home runs. 21, that doesn't offset what I think his best skill set is hitting line drives.
Yeah, and
that goes for everyone. I used to say this about Gleyber. I would say it about Peraza if he started getting home run happy. Andujar. Yeah,
and this convo becomes tricky because you don't want to be. Well, actually, you do want to be old man yelling at cloud. But like the Orioles today, they scrounged a comeback. Like Adam Frazier just blocked a single down the line. Like just a defensive at bat to survive. And if Volpe does that, does he do that against Bednar? I don't know. Bednar's a really good closer, but it's just not a swing o'clock. So I don't know. And Volpe had a really good July, man. The stats or August, 256, 333, and 889 OPS. That you were talking about that peak. Now this is not including today's numbers. But in September, where we were like, "Hey, Volpe, like let's hit some good numbers to finish it off." 146, 230 on base, a 430 OPS in 14 games. So yeah,
430. Oh, 14 games, but yeah, well against bad teams too. Yeah, bummer.
That's still
my MFer is Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, but that homer,
same thing. Same thing with him. Basically, he had a moment where it was like, "Hey, finish strong, start hitting fastballs," and then it hasn't. And now I love Stan, but I don't. And I love Stan, and there's no way they can move him. But if they could, they should. It's just a clog.
Yeah, I mean the whole hypothetical Rizzo convo we just did. I mean the guy that should be the target is Stanton, because then you're talking about potential DH at bats for DJ. You're talking about potential DH at bats for anyone. That I don't know. I feel like we're going to be saying the phrase, could the Yankees eat half, 3/4, and I just don't know if they're going to do that.
Yeah, me neither. And he has a lot of say in where he goes. It'd have to be like the Dodgers or Padres.
Yeah, which. I mean, the Dodgers believe in their coaching staff, and the Padres will kind of go for anything. So it's not insane.
Padres got to make headlines some way. Instead of throwing crazy money, maybe they do crazy trades.
Sure. Or maybe they get off someone else's money. Send Machado this way, huh?
Soto. I mean, what's the difference there? Stan's making like 23, Soto's making like 20.
Bloop, bloop.
His real life money's more. It gets confusing around a trade for him, how much money you'd have to send. Off-season conversation.
Yeah, and the Yankees have to give more, obviously, for the skill set. But I think the money's closer than you would think.
I know for luxury tax purposes, the Yankees pay $22 a year for him. Real life dollars.
Yeah, the Marlins pay the rest.
Yeah. But they changed the rules of how traded players work, so they'd have to pay like the amount that's left averaged out. So for them, it would be like a kind of a bad number minus the Marlins number minus whatever the Yankees give.
Also, he has so many years left.
Yeah.
And Soto
4
doesn't.
more.
4 more. And I think it's 22 against the AAV that they have to pay. But so that's all I was saying.
For like 1 year,
I forgot about the years.
Neutral.
Because Soto broke the record for, dude, Soto cost more this year. Soto's going to cost more next year for the year. Soto's going to be 25 mil plus next year in his third arbitration year. And the Yankees pay Stanton 23.
How about it?
It doesn't mean anything.
Nothing.
But it's just interesting because you would think the money isn't the same because one hasn't hit free agency yet and the other got a huge contract. But inflation and being really, really good.
Being
Soto's going to like break the last year of ARB record, and for 1 year their salaries match up pretty nice.
Come on, Padres. Come on. Regular old awards.
Regular one.
They are brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook. Football is back in full swing. Another week of epic games going on right now are the Giants. Oh, my God. An official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet $5 on football and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Get in on the NFL Week 2 action with the DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now. Use code YANKS to sign up. New customers can bet just $5 and take home $200 instantly in bonus bets only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code YANKS. The crown is yours. But if you wear the crown enough, the crowd might become yours too.
It's all yours. Your first award.
My first award is going to be the Adrian Beltre Award.
Peraza.
Ooh. A sad guess.
You said no jokes.
No jokes. No sadness either, though. The Adrian Beltre Award. Jim, if you remember at the end of Adrian Beltre's career, it became a whole thing that he hates having his head touched.
Yep. And he got a testicular contusion.
Sure. But with his other head, it became a whole gag, and people would try to sneak up on him and touch his head, and there's a lot of silly content that come from it. Garrett Cole comes off the mound in the first inning, slaps the hell out of Ben Rortvedt's head. And he's wearing the mask and he rips it off. And I think if you're Ben Rortvedt, you got to start looking for a boundary. And I would tell Garrett, like, hey, no head stuff, man. Like, you can't just beat me up over the head. So the Adrian Beltre award is going to Ben Rortvedt.
I disagree entirely. I mean, Gold
Right.
can do whatever he wants.
Right.
And maybe Flash is going to call Rortvedt at one point. So, one time I was catching Randy Johnson.
Right.
And he yelled at me on the mound. And for everyone could see. And I had to walk out there. And, he was actually yelling at the ump. And I said, Randy, crowd doesn't know that. Looks like you're showing me up. And maybe Flash could tell that story, unheard story.
First time.
To Ben.
Reveal.
Imagine in like the last game of the season for Ben and Cole, like when Boone walks to the mound to take Cole out and grab the ball, Rortvedt just fucking slugs him.
I don't want to.
It's over now. Just like pops him right in the face.
I don't want to daydream.
Enjoy your Cy Young. Bam.
I don't want to daydream, but it's not off the table that Ben Rortvedt could just be in hell right now.
You'd have to convince me he's not.
Every fifth day, I show up at the office and I get tortured.
I mean, what do you think happens on the prep day? I mean, when Cole walks past him in the clubhouse, he's like, 2-1. Andujar's up. He just took a curve. And Benny's like, what? He's like, 2-1, Andujar's up. He just took a curve.
Yeah.
Too slow. Slapped upside the head. We're going back to the curve. That's the answer.
Oh no, I have Rortvedt guessing. Cut her in. And Cole just walks away and goes, "You fucking idiot." And he doesn't tell him the pitch.
Cole, I can tell you what we're not throwing. That's tough. Tough for Benny R. So he gets the. What award did you just give him?
The Adrian Beltre.
For the nut shot. I remember that.
Nope. No.
What it's going to do to him?
Where's your? Yeah.
I'm gonna give the Field of Dreams award.
Ooh. Like the movie?
I mean, how much help do you need?
Don't turn into Garrett Cole. I just saw you. It looked like he took over your body.
I just like hint after hint after hint.
It's a hint festival out here. Field of Dreams goes to Garrett Cole.
Is he just on your brain?
I mean, we did just talk about him, but returning back to Pittsburgh and to beat up Ben Rortvedt when he wants. It's a dream.
No, it goes to Oswaldo Cabrera.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently we have science fiction happening.
Yeah.
In baseball. That if you go to the museum and touch Roberto Clemente's bat, 40 ounce bat. Heavy, Jake.
Yeah.
You'll homer the next day. And Higgy did it last year, and Oswaldo did it this year. And Florio remembered the bat after he hit his home run. And Oswaldo said, what? He said, oh. And then they all got a little spooked out, like they were like those guys in the David Blaine videos, because like, what?
Yeah.
Magic? Time travel? That's cool. I didn't know that there was science fiction happening in Pittsburgh.
Your guy Caster just nailed it perfectly, because he's like, well, I think when the team goes there, like everyone holds a bat and everyone doesn't homer.
Dude,
and then Meredith and Nelly turned on him instantly. And it was like, come on, guys.
I like Kay sometimes because like I was like, just as Waldo held the bat.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way they didn't do show and tell and pass it around.
Everyone touched the bat.
Everyone touched the bat, yeah.
Like, imagine going there and only one guy gets to touch it. You think Higgy was the only guy to touch the bat last year?
It was Higgy and Oswaldo, the only two.
Just done
that.
Okay,
who's going to be our touchy today?
Because I would think if that was true, I would think everyone would touch the bat.
I agree. I'm with you. I was with Caster, too.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Where are you at with Oswaldo? Has his last 2 weeks or so changed anything for you? He's been on a little bit of a heater. He batted from the wrong side of the plate today. I guess, have any of your energies or feelings changed with him?
I am excited for him when he does well.
Okay.
So, still rooting for him.
If Oswaldo Cabrera is the last man on the bench next year, your feeling is?
No.
Okay.
You should start the year in AAA. But that's tough because you just gave him a full year, basically. They tried to send him down 3 times. Someone always got hurt. You know, the service time and stuff. But no, I'd like next year to be like, I'd like those auditors to come in and be like, hey, let's change up almost everything.
Right.
Here's some things you can't change. Cole should be your ace. Judge should play. Rodon, he's locked in. DJ, you got to find spots for him. And that's kind of it. Everything else, Volpe should get another run at short, and then everything else like flipped or quick backup plans. So, no, I don't think he should be part of the 26-man roster plan next year. But I like him.
Yeah, I guess I think I'm with you. I think the ideal role would be he's kind of like the first guy that gets called up from AAA. Like he can play defense, he'll switch hit, he can run a little bit. Like that's a nice body to have, and hopefully he develops a little more at AAA. And I don't know. I mean, there might be some Sean Casey stuff in there too. He was talking openly about how his swing, and I think the other big thing that I think is kind of obvious that no one's really saying is I think the kids that are playing a little better is just because the pressure's off. Like it's over.
Yeah, and they've been playing some bad teams.
And that.
Pressure's off, worse teams, and they're like in a rhythm.
Yeah. Where are we on the show? Do I have to give an award? No, I just gave an award.
You just gave an award. I have to give my second award.
Your final one.
I'm gonna go with the Delaware Legislature Award.
Rodon?
Yes, Jim. Look at you. And why is it?
I'm not privy to speak on Delaware Legislature.
Auditing.
At this current time. Auditing.
James, I drove through Delaware today. If you're from Delaware, cover your ears. Brutal state. Brutal state. It's so in between. It doesn't know what it wants to be. That's actually not why it's Rodon. I went to BBD's Wawa today. Got a sandwich. And me and Jess go to check out, and we're road tripping. So we grab a couple snacks, a couple drinks. We've really got our hands full. So we pay, and I go,
what drink did you grab?
I grabbed a energy drink, a Gatorade. Jess grabbed a Diet Coke and a bottle of water.
Nice.
And so I said, hey, I'd love to have a bag. Our hands are completely full. And they said, oh, Delaware, we don't do bags anymore. And Rodon wished that there were no bags on the field because it really ruined his day from 7 innings, 2 earnies, to 6.2 and 3. And yeah, I guess I'm a little happy for Rodon that he's he's striking guys out. He's got to be feeling better about himself. And I don't know, maybe we're talking about momentum into next year, but at least it's not bad anymore.
Wawa doesn't do bags?
Delaware Wawa doesn't do bags. It's Delaware's legislation. They cut out the bags.
So Delaware has no bags anywhere?
I would have to check. I only attended the Wawa today, so I don't know. I don't
like grocery store, no bags. No way.
Having done zero research so far, I'm guessing it's a no plastic bags thing, and Wawa doesn't do paper bags, to my knowledge.
As of July 1st, 2022, retailers in the state of Delaware no longer provide a plastic carryout bag made from film or checkout. Instead, they now provide customer access to reusable bags for purchase.
Oh, okay. You can purchase one.
I wasn't offered that, though, so that might be a Wawa side of things.
Wawa.
I love it when they're like, do you want to buy a bag? I'm like, how much is it? And they're like, 10 cents. I'm like, yeah.
You know what? Give me a couple extra bags.
There's some stubborn people out there that are like, no, I'm not paying for that. And then they're like wobbling in the parking lot, carrying all their stuff like they're octopus tentacles. I'm like, 10 cents. You bought like $50 worth of stuff and you just get the bag.
Some of those people are environment.
It's crazy
people.
low priced.
Yeah.
Like the price is insulting to the environment.
Yes.
Oh, you're going to save us? You're going to save the birds and shit? And then it's like, well, 10 cents.
Right.
This is the bag tax?
This is what we're worth to you?
How much time and money and government stuff was spent on them landing at a 5-cent bag tax?
Have you heard that it's a conspiracy theory? Maybe top of my conspiracy theory charts is that big plastic started the whole ban on straws to distract from like the 99.99 stuff that actually is harmful.
I like
and they're
that.
just like letting straws take the blunt of it all.
That's life, kind of.
Like carbon footprints were like invented by oil companies to make you think it's your fault and not them for.
I got an
shit.
I got an Insta clip the other day that sports are used to distract the peasants. So they got me.
But that's true. All entertainment is supposed to distract.
This is my distraction.
What was I gonna say? I don't know.
Rodon looked good. Which is what I needed, because remember I said I wanted to just stay where I'm at. I didn't want to go like down.
Yeah.
So when he had a bad game, I said, well, now we need a good game to just keep me even keel. So I needed that. It doesn't juice me up, but it just keeps me like this year is flatlined, and next year I will judge Rodon.
Okay.
Last start, lead off homer, but after that he did settle in and stuff-wise looked the best I've seen him look besides the first pitch or first bat.
Yeah, but what's his best start this year? Like,
I think today.
And it's 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs?
6.2, 3 earned runs. The ball
That's
doesn't
part of
doesn't
what
hit the
award
bag.
is.
It's 7-2, but
Ball hits bag all the time, and and like that happens if you just look at people's game logs. Like I don't know when I go to another pitcher's game log what caused it. Like he hasn't even had an ace start. Like 6.23 isn't an ace start.
no, I think 7-2 is.
Yeah, but still, it's not like 7 shut.
Well, I mean,
It's not what happened.
He's been essentially, he rehabbed his first, I don't know, almost his first 10 starts.
I know. That's why I'm like middling on my opinion on what he can do.
Yeah, I guess I don't know anyone that's like high on Rodon right now.
Yeah, I don't, but I'm also not that low. But yeah, no one can be like high. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. That's his best start.
It's a lost year.
Against the Nats.
Your final award, Jim.
My final award is the New York Football Giants award.
New York Football Giants. Are they still down Did they just score?
They just scored.
Wow. Don't call it a comeback. And if you're talking about comebacks, you're talking about IKF.
No.
But
No, it's not IKF.
okay.
They showed Saquon and Jones on the TV.
Sure.
And I was like, I'm Giants fans. Some people really like Daniel Jones and Saquon. Some people really hated the when they picked Saquon and they drafted him, and some people really don't like Jones. But at the end of the day, they're getting a pretty extended run at like being the Giants.
Sure.
And then I was thinking that could be like so forgotten because they're and years from now it can just be like laughed at.
How many years is Jones at now?
This year would be his
fifth, yeah.
Because the fifth-year option wasn't picked up, so he was a free agent after 4, re-signed.
And Gleyber Torres wins this award because I was like, who on the Yankees is kind of like that? And I'm like, well, Gleyber's been here for a while. He's had good seasons. I think the vibe and right now he's awesome. And I think he didn't win anything yet. And he's got one more year. And if you're telling me like next year they don't win the World Series or Gleyber's not on the team, like in 7 years from now, the Gleyber era it's going to be a blip, man. It's like going to be like, yeah, remember that, and not something of note, even though he had an extended run, was young and had good numbers and good abilities at times. And that's kind of was the same thought I had about when they showed Saquon and Jones up there. I'm like, both have had good seasons, shown signs, but like, if you don't win, it's kind of a long extended stay of like being not remembered or misremembered or maybe remembered correctly. I don't even know. History's got a funny way of acting.
Baseball moves quick. I told you I was kind of in my Gleyber feels when they called up all the kids and they were interviewing him as the veteran in the locker room. And I talked about like we've watched the whole cycle of Gleyber from prospect to now. And yeah, man, I mean, it's you talk about Gleyber giving advice to a kid at the top of the dugout. It felt like we were living in kid Gleyber Torres era, and now it's potentially a year or couple games away if the offseason and auditing goes a little differently. Could definitely sneaking up on the end of an era one way or another.
Yeah, I guess for me, it's like, it's hard to be remembered. Right now, Gleyber isn't a Yankee that you're going to remember, even though I like him and he's good right now. But in 10 years, that's not going to be like in my well of, you got to win or do something or, have an MVP year. DJ is going to be remembered more than Gleyber for me because he got close to winning the MVP twice. Like, I don't know. Gleyber is kind of on his path to being a non-remembered player as a Yankee if this is the end of his stint.
This is a tough franchise for that if you're Gleyber. Like, there's a lot of guys I agree with what you're
especially
saying.
in Yankees history, it's really tough. But
two-time All-Star. He's got a really unique name, too, so that actually might give him some bonus points in the memory
I
file.
don't mean like you forget him, like, fucking blah, blah, blah from 1960. They're just like, he's not popping up.
Tough team to pop up for.
It'll be like whoever the next guy is passes Gleyber on some all-time list, and we're like, Gleyber's 15th in that category? Whatever it is. No idea if he's that high on any list, but...
Yeah. Who's the last player that had like that stint? Melky? Melky had 3 years, 4 years. He won a World Series. People.
Also with a unique name.
Yep. But he doesn't go down in any like heart throb besides like me, but it's almost like a.
Yeah, I think
unsung.
Melky, he never had an OPS plus over 100 with the Yankees. Like Gleyber Torres, two-time All-Star. High level,
yeah. I'm just trying to fish for a 5-year, 4-year.
I'm doing the same, and I guess that's the thing. Nobody's really popping up that maybe.
How long was Didi a Yankee for? 5 years.
Didi might be of similar ilk.
He's at least 2 playoff like moments, which help him. But he's similar tier there, I'd say.
5 years as the Yankees starting
the fun
shortstop,
years
more
of
or
this
less.
Period. DJ was on the fun teams.
Yeah. All right.
It never felt like Gleyber was a key cog.
That's kind of it. Like
DJ was the leadoff hitter. DJ set the tone. DJ was our contact hitter. Judge with power, Stanton power, Rizzo the lefty.
To be remembered. Like I don't want him to be like the failed shortstop who moped around but could hit. I think that's how he's going to be remembered right now.
Well, it's honestly what's going to dictate a lot of it. Gleyber Torres next year, contract year. If Gleyber Torres has a good year, he's going to get paid, man. He's going to be a free agent at 28 with a lot of years of really good baseball. That he'll get a big boy contract next year if he balls out.
Yeah.
Like if he does this year, next year, I mean,
I'm rooting for him to
resume.
Have this. I hope this offensive season isn't wasted because it's been fun to watch him as a hitter this year.
Yeah, I think there was some stat since the All-Star break. He's got like the 5th highest OPS or something. So he's been killing it.
Yeah, it's been really fun. I'm not trying to knock him, more just trying to be like, it's tough.
Yeah. It's a big picture, interesting conversation.
Dellin Betances.
Yeah.
Dellin's
right?
good.
Dellin was awesome. Like for people that didn't watch him, like any kids that come on later, I don't think we're going to talk about Dellin the way you talk about, like obviously not Mariano, but like, or even like other relievers because he was never the closer. But like, man, those 4 years of Dellin were some of the most nasty bullpen appearances I've seen.
Cy Young votes in 2015.
Yeah.
It's one of the best like 4-year runs of relievers, like regardless of roles since like turn of the century. Like he's very special what he did for a while there, but was never the closer. And team didn't win.
Yep. All right. Anything else we missed? Oh, G-men.
Rallying?
Well, flag on the field, so maybe not, but
okay.
Maybe.
Kind of didn't say Judge's name today as far as the series goes.
I don't know. I don't care because he's the only one on the team, so he's not really getting anything to hit. He's got no protection, and his at-bats aren't even like anything. Like that cutter sequence at the end of this third game was Judge knowing if I don't hit a solo home run, this is over. So I'm just going to try and make contact with the ball. And he got like cutters just off the plate that he could probably hit if he makes a perfect swing, but they're not going to give him anything to hit. So it's like, I don't know. My opinion on Judge isn't going to change because of what's happening right now.
Yeah.
No reason for it, though.
So, I mean, he got better pitches to hit when he was doing the home run chase last year than he is right now.
Do you think when the Yankees get mathematically eliminated, do you think it's shut down Judge?
No.
Okay.
I mean, maybe limit it.
He might,
but it
DH
probably won't happen until the last day of the year because sweep the Blue Jays. Third place. Got to strive for something, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm striving for the audit. I'm rooting for the auditors.
Let's go.
And all of you, thanks for watching. See you guys later. Goodbye. Go Yanks. Tell them Grams.
Go Yankees.
Let's go Yankees! Let's go Yankees! Let's go Yankees! Let's go Yankees!
All right.